What's going on, guys? It's Jed. Welcome to another Bitcoin update. Um, yeah, let's see what's up. So on the daily time frame, we can still see it hasn't broke above that daily resistance. This level daily is tested. This daily level is tested. This is the only one that's untested. So, fairly some space between from where we are to there. Um, but let's see what's going on here. We have some 1 hour levels, hence that they're in orange. We have some blue levels in here that are blue. So let's start off with the 4 hour level, 4 hour time frame. Okay, perfect. So as we dive into it, we see our 4 hour downtrend here from this swing high to this swing high. And this is a, good example of what I mean when your trend lines literally predict the future here. And you can see it, this level has not been changed or tampered with since, right? Very basic points. This is one swing high to the next swing high, and you can see these are 2 points of interest, right, where people may want to sell, right? Hence the wicks. Oops. So we don't have anything hard closed above it yet, right? Which is no surprise, right? Why? Because we have this downtrend. Again, it's acting as resistance in the future. Okay, so um, that's what happened here. We have let's see, do we have any other 4 hour levels? So we have this 4 hour level, right? Because before I want to take the 1 hour time frames, guys, I usually like to stick with the time frames, the respective time frame, and the respective trend lines that we're working with. So we're working with the 4 hour, so we're just going to focus on the blue lines only, okay? So we have that downtrend, and we have the support here, okay? So when you look at it, right, on the 4 hour time frame, if you ignore the orange colors, that's like, the space we're working with, right? If you ignore the orange lines. So hopefully that visually helps. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to look into the 1 hour time frames and then go back to the 4 hour time frame and see what we can make. So let's go to the 1 hour time frame. All right, cool, perfect. So um, let's use the replayer tool. From the last mastermind, this was the local apex, right? So we have this local downtrend, we have this local uptrend. So if we just, uh, you know, use the replayer tool and sort of see what happened, you can see that it supported this 1 hour. Keep in mind we have this 1 hour support along with this 4 hour support as well. So let's keep moving forward. Okay, so as you can see, okay, no, it didn't hard close above it, below it yet. Okay, there's a slight little lag when it comes to these, but as you can see here, there's that body close in between this 1 hour. You're gonna find yourself updating levels more often on the smaller time frames because the smaller the time frame, the more price action you'll get over time. So what we're gonna do here, we're just gonna evolve it here. Okay. Um, Move forward. Okay, let's see how this candle looks. So on the 1 hour, it looks like it's, it looks a little funny, right? It's closing in between the 1 hour. You see it's closing in between the 4 hour. But keep in mind, this is the 1 hour time frame. So if we go to the 4 hour, you're gonna see it's hard closing above the 4 hour still. Okay, so this is the importance of time frames. So let's go back to the 1 hour. Okay, and hard closes below it. We're going to wait till the green candle. Once we find a green candle, then we can move it, we can evolve it. All right, that's a green candle. So we're going to do here, we're going to evolve it here. And this is why I generally don't like trading in areas of distribution like this. Is just because it increases your risk. So you know, I mentioned that it did look bearish, and that's what happened. It fell slightly. Um, it's just that the whole point of trading, guys, is entering it in times where it's boring, right? Like these points, and you play during the phases that are boring, and eventually you get rewarded for that. So anyway, let's move forward. So what can we conclude is that this is acting as a 1 hour support, right? There's that 4 hour level still. So if we go to the 4 hour time frame, right, we can still see that it's hard closing above it. right? That's the most important part. So even if I do go on the 1 hour and I trade 1 hour, I still go back to the 4 hour to see if it's actually hard closing below it on the 4 hour. And as you can see, it's not. So that's what really all that matters. Um, if you go on the 1 hour for, if you want efficient entry, right? So you move forward, move forward, move forward, and you can see this is what I mean. This downtrend was marked back here, right? We didn't tamper with it. This was acting as resistance, okay? You even have a 1 hour swing high here, um, over there, right? We make this orange because it's a 1 hour time frame, but regardless, this downtrend was also a great point of resistance. As you can see, it's starting to hard close above it now. Um, okay, and there you go. Perfect, perfect touch on the 1 hour. Um, last red candle before this uptrend, so that's what happened. It tested it. We can delete this 1 hour. So now this is acting as support, but it's probably going to be invalid in a bit. So just keep moving forward. Yeah, it's gonna take some time, guys. So as you guys can see, now it's like we're working in this journal 1 hour phase. It tests the 4 hour, but then it gets rejected. So again, if we go to the 1 hour from the 4 hour time frame, you can see it looks like it's just a big wick, right? So that's what all that matters. It's not hard closing above it. Um, so when you see this in the 4 hour, you're like, oh, okay. It's actually nowhere near hard closing above that downtrend. So, safe to say this is, probably going to be just, some sort of local rejection. Oh, okay, perfect. So yeah, this is so this is where we are right now. We can actually update this level now. We can move this. Actually, see, so at this point, it's already testing this 4 hour, so there's really no need to move it here if it's already testing the 4 hour. You generally always want the higher time frame as the level. So here we can just delete this. Okay, and yeah, let's mark an uptrend here. Um, We're gonna start off. Let's start off with the 4 hour first and mark our uptrend. Because I generally like to start off the higher level time frames. So move here to here. Perfect. Let's make this blue. And as you can see, no hard closes below it, but you can see it's reaching an apex now. So, um, like I mentioned, without this, you would just think it's in the air. Like you would just, you wouldn't even know what direction it may be going. But now that we marked our uptrend, now we have a general clue where this apex is. So now we have a smaller area that we're working with. Um, and if anyone's on the 1 hour time frame, you can just do this, do that. That's a hard close below it, so make that orange. So, they're so close together that there's really no need to mark this 1 hour. I mean, if you want to, it's just so close to that 4 hour that you don't really need to necessarily. But if if you really want to get efficient, and you're playing with big money, then obviously you do the smaller time frame. But you would just make sure nothing's hard closing below that 4 hour. That's what really important. That's what's really important. Just like what we saw, you know, um, earlier here and there, and even this level here. So what was once a just a empty space, now we have a much more localized area that we can work with. So yeah, so if we go back to the 4 hour, all right, so just based off this here, it does look like we're going to see some, small rejection, hopefully. Um, you know, most likely pass down this 4 hour. I don't really, I think it needs more time before it breaks out of here. I think it just needs a little bit of accumulation before it can ignite even further up to here, or even up to this untested. So yeah, not much change. As you can see, we only made a few adjustments to Bitcoin. So um, yeah, that's generally it. So when we consider that perspective on Bitcoin, right, guys, we saw a slight move up, right, to test the 4 hour. Now it's slightly trending down. We can also expect that with some other altcoins that we have. So some may be more volatile, right? Some may be, already reaching a weekly apex and Bitcoin moves up. That would make the altcoin go, skyrocket even more, right? So those are just things you have to consider. So, Bitcoin does generally move the market, but some altcoins are placed in different times where they are, ready to break out earlier than other altcoins. So some may be very volatile, others may not. But generally, we can see the same outcome. Um, um, right? Because it's following Bitcoin. So, yeah. So, that's update for Bitcoin. Very straightforward, very simple. But if you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. So I'll see you on the altcoin update. See you guys.